Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am reading for the Curries, who I know literally nothing about. I held a poll over on my Instagram page. If you follow me over there, you'll know that I hold a poll every week so you can choose who I read for on Sundays. This week you voted for the Curries, they were the winners, so here we are. The Curries are not known in the UK, okay? I have no idea who they are. I think the only thing I kind of know is that Steph, is a basketball player, and Ayesha is obviously his wife. The second thing I want to kind of talk about, okay guys, if you know anything about spiritual readings, okay, my reading will be completely different to other readers, okay, and someone else's reading will be completely different to another person's reading. As readers, we pick up on different things. I could pick up on something that happened to the Curries 15 years ago. Someone else could pick up on something that's happening to the Curries right now. And unfortunately with reading, it's not always 100,000,000% accurate. So please don't ever watch a video and think this is exactly what's happening right now in their life, because I could pick up on something and think it's happening right now, and actually it's something that's going to happen to them in 2 years. You know, I can only read what the cards say and what Spirit says, so please don't watch my video and be like, oh well, this person said this about the Curries and that person said that about the Curries. Neither of us are wrong and neither of us are right. Do you know what I mean? Things happen, you know, sometimes you'll go and have a psychic reading and the psychic will say something to you, and I've had this in every psychic reading that I've ever been to, of which I have been to so many, okay, and they'll say to you, okay, well, I'm not taking it back because Spirit's given it to me, so if you can't take it now, it will come. And it's the same with me reading for other people. We may not be able to pinpoint these things to them right now, but Spirit has given this energy to me, so I'm not taking it back. Anyway, sorry, I just had to put that out there because I see so many comments about, well, this person said this about that and this person said that and your reading's completely different. I don't watch other people's readings and base my reading on that. I read purely and genuinely from what the cards tell me and what Spirit is telling me about these people. You know, I'm not saying that anyone else is wrong and I'm not saying that I'm wrong or I'm right, but I read for the purity and honesty. I will never ever ever say something that isn't here, so please just respect that, and please leave the comments loving and respectful, okay, because I want this channel to be a place of light and love, and I just want the comments to be filled with light and love as well, so thank you. If you like this video, please hit a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe down below if you want to see more videos just like this one, and let's get into the video. Okay, so instantly with the Curries, I kind of tried to tap into their energy. Now it's really difficult because they're not musicians. Whenever I've read, I think these are the first people I've read for that are not music artists. So I had nothing to listen to, okay? I had to literally stare at pictures of them and be like, show me your energy, show me your energy. And the energy I got, okay, so for Ayesha, I've got at the moment, she's very, well actually forever, she's very maternal, she's very domestic, I want to just keep her in the house because she's very one of these people that was born to be a wife, born to be a mother, loves washing, loves cooking, loves cleaning, loves that whole domesticated side of life. She loves being a wife, she absolutely loves it, okay? And I know that whole scandal has gone on with them where she said she wanted male attention, blah blah blah, and we'll read on that, okay? But actually she loves it. She loves that whole kind of side of things, okay? When I tried to tap into the energy of Steph, who I thought was Stephen, but it's actually Stefan. Okay, so when I tried to read on the energy of Steph, I don't think he's a cold person, but the energy was very standoffish. So I feel like he doesn't, they're very opposite, okay? So she very wears her heart on her sleeve. She's very expressive. If she feels a certain way, she'll express how she feels. He is a little bit of the opposite. So he holds his feelings very close to his chest and he doesn't really express his emotions as openly and as honestly as she does, okay? But it's why they work and it's why they balance each other out. Now, instantly with these two, I was drawn way back to childhood. So I feel like they are teenage sweethearts, but I literally was drawn way back to when they were younger, and I feel like they come from very different backgrounds, okay? And I could be wrong, but I feel like Ayesha comes from not an unstable background, but not as stable maybe as Stefan's is, okay? Because I feel like Stefan's family is very close and very much around them, and I just don't feel like Ayesha's family is as, like, as there. Could be wrong, but that's how I feel. I actually feel like with Ayesha as well, she had a little bit of a difficulty coming up, so I don't know whether she was bullied or there's just insecurities there as a young girl that she's carried with her through to being a woman. And I feel like now, just where she is at this moment in time, she's kind of coming into her own, and it's taken her a long kind of time to get there. Steph always had the passion and the drive, and he knew what he wanted to do and he knew where he wanted to go, whereas I feel like she's just finding that out right now. I feel like they're quite logical and straight thinking people, and yeah, I wanted to talk about whether the fame has changed them, because I don't know about them. So I had to ask, did they know each other before they came up, or they meet each other in the spotlight? And I was told that they knew each other before they came up, so they have, you know, they've come into this whole spotlight together. And has it changed the dynamic of their relationship? Yes, it has, because I feel like she's very much in the home, and I feel like he is there sometimes and gone sometimes, okay? And do you know what? They may put across a very... Oh, we've got that already. We'll take that. They may put across a very... They may put on a very, like, perfect, you know, image of what family life is, but no one's perfect, okay? I don't care who you are, you could be the happiest couple in the world, everyone has flaws, okay? Everyone and every relationship, and they're not perfect, okay? They go through it just like everybody else does. Difference being with these two, I think they're very, very private, and they don't publicise it in the same way, okay? So I'm just going to pull on their relationship and what, you know, it's actually really like. I do feel like the majority of it is genuine, and what we see, they do have a happy relationship, but it's not always very, that flipped over when I was shuffling before. They're not always very, you know, it's not always very happy. You know, of course they have their moments, but anyway. Okay, do I feel like there's any, like, cheating, infidelity? No, I don't, if I'm honest. I feel like, Steph has probably, had the opportunity to cheat, you know, let's be real, but I just don't think he ever would, you know. That's very much his energy as well. King of Cups, I do feel like he's a King of Cups. I also feel like he's, is he a King of Cups? Okay. I feel like Steph at the minute is going through a little bit of a difficult time. While I feel like Ayesha is flourishing with whatever she's doing, I do feel like Steph is going through a little bit of a difficult time, okay? I'm also hearing her say, I would never cheat on my husband. Okay, I know she made comments, okay, about wanting male attention, right? Can I just say something, as someone who is in a very long-term relationship, okay? I've been in my relationship for 10 years, just to give you some insight on that. I'm 26 years old, okay? So I've been in my relationship since I was 16, okay? So I fully understand what she's saying. When you're with someone for a very long time, okay? And I mean, it's really hard to explain, but I completely get what she's saying. I do understand what she's saying. Cards here indicate to me that behind the closed doors, even though in public there is support, no matter how strong your relationship is, and like I said in the beginning, no matter how strong your relationship is or how happy you are, there are certain things in life that will put pressure on your relationship, okay? And I feel like this situation is putting pressure on the relationship. So in front of the cameras, yes, they are very you know, supportive of one another and, you know, standing by each other, and they do stand by each other, but behind closed doors it is kind of like they're getting stressed, okay? I feel the stress boiling, and I feel like the stress is actually more with him than with her, because I feel like with her, she knows she hasn't done anything wrong. She just was expressing how she felt. The High Priestess here definitely represents Ayesha Curry, okay? Because I feel like until she said what she said in the Jada Pinkett interview, her emotions had been bottled up, and she is a very emotional person, okay? I feel like she's someone who cries a lot, not out of like illness or like mental health issues or anything like that. She's just very, very emotional, okay? She's a very emotional person. She's very in touch with her emotions and how she feels, okay? So for a long time I feel like she felt she had to hold that in, and that's what the High Priestess talks about. It talks about, you know, things you feel in secret, keeping things hidden, having higher wisdom, okay? And when she let those emotions out, it was like a breath of relief, because it was like, oh my God, okay, like I don't have to suffer with these feelings in silence, because it's not easy watching your husband be approached by all different women, okay? Even though I feel like the trust is very, very strong, it's not easy. And the reason I know that's in relation to that is because the High Priestess card comes below the King of Cups. The King of Cups for me definitely represents Steph Curry, okay? It's someone who, because I don't feel like Steph Curry is very like out there or extrovert. I feel like he's quite a quiet person, okay? And the King of Cups is someone who exudes quiet authority. So although he's quiet, he definitely has a power, okay? His authority, he doesn't need to shout, he doesn't need to scream, he doesn't need to say, look at me, to voice his power and to show his authority. He is quietly powerful, okay? And he's very aware of that and very comfortable in himself. He's a supportive partner, he's caring, he's a very devoted and loving husband and father, and yeah, so her emotions just come over the King of Cups just because something she's felt about the relationship for a while, and something she's held in, she's now been able to express, and she feels a lot better about it, and good for her. You know, it's not good to hold in your emotions. You know, if you feel a certain way, you need to speak about it. So this has put a strain on the relationship, all these allegations and things like that. It is not like that, not a strain in the sense of them saying, well, I don't trust you and I don't trust you. It's more a strain of a sense of we've let them get in, okay? Because I feel like they were very, very private, and it's more a sense of we've let them get in. It's your fault that we've let them get in. It's your fault that this, and I feel like that's where it's coming from. It's not a sense of I think you cheated on me, not at all. It's more a sense of we've allowed them to put pressure on us, and now they just feel stressed, okay? But the Judgment card basically talks about reconciliation and repairing a relationship, okay? So they will get through that, and it's tied to the Six of Cups, which is about benefit of experience. And it's basically because their relationship has been so long lived, because they've been through trials and errors before, because they've fell down before and can pick themselves back up. When you're with someone for a very long time, you go through a lot of things, and because of that you get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And so this situation isn't going to faze them. It will pass as soon as it, like, you know, as quickly as it came, it will go. And because they've been through stuff like this before, they'll get through it again. So their benefits of experience will help them move forward. Seven of Pentacles talks about perseverance. Again, I feel like that's tied to, because I asked, you know, what is their relationship like now? And I just feel like they're trying to persevere and work through these issues. What she said did bring up some things and some insecurities that they maybe hadn't addressed before, okay? And because of that, they're now talking through things that maybe they hadn't talked through before, because the Eight of Swords talks about denial. Now, usually in a relationship, if we pull the Eight of Swords, it's talking about a relationship or project falling apart with, you know, little you can do to kind of prevent that, okay? But because it's tied, because that card is tied to the Seven of Pentacles, which talks about persevering, no, we're not letting this fall apart. That's not going to happen. We will stay together. Because I feel like it was a close call, okay? I feel like all of the pressure of what's been going, I just feel so much pressure, okay? That I'm gonna be honest, I feel so much pressure. It's like I feel like I've got a weight of about 50 bricks on my shoulders, okay? Because of all that pressure, I just feel like they felt like I can't do this. I don't want to do this anymore. Do you know what I mean? Just like, I feel like they could have easily thrown in the towel and been like, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. Because the Page of Cups reverse talks about frustrations, okay? It's basically being caught up in drama. And I feel like for a minute there, just for a minute, they got caught up in the drama. And I do still feel like they are. And it puts so much pressure on their relationship and so much pressure on their work. I feel like it spilled over into their work and what they were doing. And for a second there, honestly, I feel like I've got the weight of the world on my shoulders. And that kind of interjected into their relationship. where it shouldn't have, where they should have been able to be like, no, you know, we trust each other. And it was never the trust that was a question, it was just the fact that, you know, how could we let this spill into our home, you know? Usually it should be that they close the door and it's left outside, but it came home, you know? So there was all this stuff going on and it was causing arguments, you know? Why did you say that? And why did you have to say this? And you shouldn't have said it like that. But even though the Eight of Swords does talk about an inevitable ending of a relationship, they'll never let it happen. The Seven of Pentacles talks about persevering. We're not going to let this get us. This is not going to be the end of us. No way. Okay, basically, no way. And the Temperance talks about using past experiences and future experiences and combining them together to basically start afresh. It also talks about relationships being repaired and moving forward. So at the end of the day, this middle bit here, so this is the whole thing where she said what she said, okay? That's what set this off. And these middle cards here and this card here talks about bringing up things that they had suppressed, okay? So that brought up a lot of emotions and it brought up a lot of pressure and a lot of arguments in the home and all that kind of stuff that they had basically suppressed before, okay? But the Temperance card talks about the fact that it will be fun. We've got the sun behind her, which represents new beginnings, and now we've basically talked about it. We've taken the past and we're moving forward with it, and we are going to start again, okay? So I feel like even though it's been really hard, none of the allegations are true, okay? There has been temptations. I would be lying if I sat here and said to you that I don't feel like Steph Curry has been tempted by women, because I feel like he has been, okay? And I feel like that's why so many men in that industry, you know, fall to the illusion and they cheat, because there's so much temptation. There's women waiting for you. There's women wanting to take you from your wife. Let's be real. But I feel like he's strong enough in himself, and there's been close calls, guys. There's been close calls. And I am being told there may have been a kiss that we don't know about, that was never told. I feel like he may have kissed another woman, but it would never go so far, okay? And I feel like, I don't even know if she knows about that, but I feel like there have been moments of temptation. But this relationship, their foundation is so strong, okay? They're built on a strong foundation that no matter what kind of, you know, issues they go through or scandals they go through, they will stay together. Because first of all, they've been together for such a long time. You know, when you're with someone for such a long time, you work harder to stay because you put in so much work before. So gonna just be like, even though they felt like it, and I do feel like it was close, they're never gonna be like, oh, we'll just forget it then, we'll just separate. Nah, because their relationship isn't built off fame and celebrity. Their relationship deep down, even if it has changed slightly now, deep down, when we get to the root of where their relationship's built on, because the relationship is built on foundations, when you get to the root of the foundations of their relationship, it's built on real love, and you can't destroy that. So just some last kind of cards on the Currys, because honestly I don't have too much to kind of say on it. I know you guys wanted to hear about their relationships, and probably I don't know what you wanted to hear about, because like I said, I don't know too much about these guys, but they seem to me just like a normal family that are just trying to live a normal life, to be honest, and the only difference is they're in the spotlight, right? I'm gonna take them all. Okay. Be patient. I feel like reach out. I feel like they have sat in therapy, and I feel like they probably will sit in therapy, okay? Go through these cards one by one because I feel like they actually all represent different things. Be patient. I am being told that Steph Curry's career is going to take a little bit of a hit, okay? And I don't know how it works in basketball or what he does, but I feel like he's going to be benched, okay? And it's because his head isn't in the game. I know they say get your head out of the game, but I mean, like, he's not present. He's not, I feel like he's actually a very good player. Like, I've never watched a basketball game in my life. Basketball isn't big here in the UK, but I feel like he's a very good player, but lately his head is in other places. There's a lot going on with Steph Curry, and I feel like he's having a little bit of a life crisis where he's thinking, okay, I've got to this point, where do I go from here? And I feel like he just wants a little bit more from life. Actually, Ayesha is coming into her own, as I said, exploring different passions, exploring different options, exploring different business ventures, okay? And I feel like Steph is looking at that and thinking, what's next for me? Because as a athlete, your career is only so far lived, you know, once you hit a certain age. And I feel like he's, you know, he's not there yet, but he is thinking about it. He's thinking, once I hit a certain age, this isn't going to be a thing. And he's seeing her so full of life, okay, that he's thinking, well, when am I going to feel like that? Because I feel like he's lost a little bit of his passion for the game. And that's why we've got the just laugh card here, because he's taking himself very seriously, okay? He's taking himself a bit too much to heart, okay? And that's why when I first tapped into his energy, I said he's going through something, because he needs to open up his heart and just let it flow. We all go through these times in life where things aren't as great as we'd want them to be. You know, that is part of life. We have ups and downs. We wouldn't appreciate the ups if we didn't have the downs. And he's just going through a little bit of a down time. But there is, you know, there will always be a career for him. Even if it's sports commentator, he's always got that there, because I feel like he does have a personality where that is possible for him, okay? Take a breather, be courageous, and reach out, okay? Again, I feel like these are mainly for Steph. He needs to calm down. He's getting so heated, and this is where a lot of the pressure's coming in. Honestly, I feel physically so much pressure on my shoulders. I feel like I've got the weight of the world, because I feel like there's been something said to him about his career and it not going to go the mile. I don't know if he's like a really good basketball player. I feel like he plays well, okay, but I don't know if he's like renowned, you know, if he's known for being a good player, or if he's just an average player. If you know, let me know in the comments, because I'd be interested to know like what people think of him. But I just feel like there's comments and like things being said like within the industry, like, oh, he's not that great and he's not that good. And I feel like he's letting it in, and he's really letting it get to him. He needs to just be a bit more brave and not listen to what people are saying. And actually, he needs to reach out and speak to people, because I feel like he's bottling so much of his emotions up. It's only going to negatively affect him, and he needs to just to speak, to open his heart, to be honest about how he's feeling. Because at the moment it is all bottled up, and it's not the best way to be. So that's it really. I do feel like I said, they have gone through a hard time, but I feel like he's going through his own personal thing. And when you go through your own personal thing and you're in a relationship, it can of course affect it, because you're not feeling yourself and you're trying to find yourself. You know, when you're in a relationship, you're still one person, and you still, as well as going through things as a two, you also go through things as a one, you know. As well as going through things together, you also go through your own personal things. And when you go through your own personal things, of course it affects your relationship. But, you know, they'll move through it. Like I said, what life works up and down, and it's just a little bit, I don't think they're down. I feel like they're on their way up, but he's just going through a little bit of a thing. So that's all I really picked up on the Currys, guys. Thank you so much for suggesting them. And they were actually suggested to me, because like I said, didn't know who they were. You know, the only way I knew them was in the Cardi B song, I Want to Get Married Like the Curry, Steph and Ayesha. That's where I knew them from. But yes, if you want to be involved with who I read for next, or make any suggestions, head over to my Instagram and follow me over there, because that's where I hold my polls and decide who I read for every Sunday. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss every single video that I post every single Sunday, okay? And sometimes I do a little surprise one in the week as well. If you want to book a reading with me, please just email KirstieLewisReadings@outlook.com. I haven't started doing them yet. Finishing up on the tiny details. I work full time, so I'm trying to do that and do the readings at the same time. So just finishing up the last little details, and I promise you will be getting your notification email very, 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 very soon. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon for another video, lovelies. Bye!